She broke me. She was everything to me. Please help. Hey Hamza, my girlfriend just broke up with me. It happened that she blocked me out of nowhere at the prom, and when I spammed her and called her, she texted me back, "Leave me alone, it's useless." And when I asked her what is useless, she wrote, "You are useless." I think her friend wrote this, but more on that later. I tried to call and text her, and when she finally picked up, her friend spoke instead of her and said that I'm an asshole and I won't ever hear or see my girlfriend again. All she said was that I forbade her various things and that I treat her like an idiot and I don't deserve her. I didn't realize any of this until her friend told me. Now I'm a complete jerk. She also told me if I like my girl, I should let her go, and I can't deal with that. I just can't let her go. If she told me that in any of our relationship, I would change all of it and I would be careful on her. But she has a communication issue and doesn't tell me almost anything. I know that her mom hates me because she thinks I did not change. Basically, we were together a year ago when I was a junkie. Her friends hate me because the only things she tells them are bad things I do. She doesn't respond or anything. We are in a long-distance relationship. It takes 2 hours in a train to reach her. So we have each other's location in app, but she did not uninstall it. She still watches where I am, and yesterday she texted me to be safe. Even though we are long distance, we are seeing each other's often. I know that she still loves me, but is influenced by her friends. I texted her a long message about how I love her, and I won't forbade her anything, never again, but I will respect if she doesn't accept me. I'm waiting for her to respond. I know we fought a lot before the end of the relationship. I was trying to communicate as much as I could, but she didn't. Please help me. I feel like a dog and a loser begging her and asking her for any kind of communication, but I want her back so bad. I really love her. We planned a future together and we wanted to start our clothes brand. What should I do? By Samuel. Firstly, if you're watching this on my second channel, we need more men on self-improvements. We need more men who are like us, who are delaying gratification, who aren't being degenerates, who are becoming more masculine. Why? Why do we need more men like this? Honestly, for the simple, selfish reason that you and I just want more friends, don't we? Like, if you're being honest, you literally just want more friends who are like you. There's a weird way that you can help that actually happen. Scroll down this video right now. Scroll down or get your phone out and look towards the YouTube app and subscribe to this channel. And then the channel will be shown to more young men so that we can actually be more supportive to our brothers, which means that we'll convert more like degenerates into young Adonises, which means that you are more likely to actually meet guys like yourself. Let's go through a couple of the comments and then I'll give you my advice. And so Beta said, Hamza's probably just going to tell you how long distance never works. But I think the part where you said, I won't forbid her anything, never again, is pretty concerning. Boundaries are healthy, bro. I think you probably would expect me to say like long distance never works, but it actually, like, it kind of can, It depends, honestly, if we're using like our big brain, not just like a simpleton idea of like, yep, it doesn't work. It depends what the long like distance setup is. Is it going to be permanent or is it for a small time? Like, for example, me and my woman, it was long distance for the first month. So that's like, but we knew it wasn't going to be after that. So it's like, technically it's long distance, but like, I wouldn't say it never works because it did work and we're in a happy relationship over a year later. I've met other people who've been in happy relationships and it's like, they don't see it as long distance. They just live in different cities and it's like, yeah, it's a 2-hour drive to see each other. Like, fair enough. If you're a young guy, it feels long and, it's far and stuff, fair enough. But I actually don't believe long distance never works. I know that a lot of like people do. I think that there's certain circumstances it can work, but in general, it's probably not going to work, especially if you've got certain personality styles. If, for example, like she's got this poor communication issue, honestly, fuck that. Fuck, this is all I was thinking. As I was reading this, when he said like her friend spoke instead of her, all I was thinking was getting flashbacks of, quite frankly, like, I have to say this, stupid women that I was dating because I was a stupid man. And this bullshit, like this bakwas, that we would say this in brown culture, like Urdu, we call this like bakwas. This means like, it's just stupid and brain dead of like, you'd be texting a girl and sometimes her friend would reply or her friend would pick up and, this fucking, just like, it's just low quality shit. And of course you are as well, Samuel. Like, if you're dating a low quality girl, you're the low quality man because you obviously were eligible for a woman like this. But fuck this. this. You're a hardworking young man, focused on your education, focused on your growth, and you're having this dynamic where you're trying to call your girlfriend and her fucking friend picks up and says, no, she's not speaking to you. Blah, blah, blah. Fuck that. And you can even say about your girl, oh, she's got a communication issue. Fuck that. Is this your future wife, bro? Is this your future wife? Clearly not, right? So, you know, what are we doing here? I understand you've got this heart connection to her because you've had sex and, you know, you've basically been a degenerate with her and you've grown a little bit together and you got her to meditate once or twice. But fuck that. When I read this kind of stuff, I'm just thinking, bro, you are a hardworking young man. You need as much of your brain focused on your goals as possible. You don't need extra pain inside of your relationship with this like bakwas. All of us need to be using this brown person word from now on. This is bakwas. We don't get into relationships where there's just a lot of fucking bakwas. Now, we are masculine men, and so we understand that when we get into a relationship, our feminine woman will test us, that she will have chaotic emotions. We understand this. That's what we're looking forward to. We're looking forward to her being emotional all the time, her asking for advice, her like asking a question but then changing her mind. We're fucking looking forward to that because that means that she's feminine. But this is bakwas. This is like low quality human being stuff. This is traumatized human being who hasn't even tried to heal from it. This is not someone you'd want to date, and you are probably not someone that a good woman wants to date either. Because if you're eligible for, if you're attracting these kinds of women, trust me when I say you need a slap in the face of reality because you are not good enough for the real good kind of women that you want. You got to go through your own journey. You've got to work harder. You've got to go and see those demons that are inside of you and start beating the fuck out of them. You've got to start doing breath work, yoga, meditation, therapy, psychedelics, whatever it takes to start healing from those early childhood wounds. Because if you're attracting a girl like this, where it's such like a statement that you can say is like, oh, she's got a communication, you know, she struggles with communication. I couldn't imagine anything worse. I'm telling you right now, for Samuel and other men who are in this situation, whether you just have a crush on a girl like this, or you're actually in a relationship, or you have been in a relationship and you're reminiscing of it, you are not progressing to your goals even 35% as fast as you could. I'm telling you right now, when this is your relationship, it is insane how much bandwidth a relationship like this takes. I'm telling you right now, understand this right now. If you are in a relationship like this, you are basically spending at least $50,000 per year of your potential on her. At least. If you plan to become a millionaire in the next few years, by the way, increase that to about $100,000 or $200,000 that you're spending just in wasted potential. Obviously, you're not spending it in cash, but imagine a year of your life right now, the potential it has to compound and set up your future life is easily worth 50K, 100K, 250K, right? Easily. One whole year of your life is easily worth like $100,000 for the potential of the direction it could set for your life if you really went hard on like the Adonis protocol. You went hard on self-improvement. When you are sacrificing your potential for a relationship like this, especially with a woman that you basically know is not going to be your future wife, mother of your children, you are literally basically spending $50,000, $75,000 a year to be in this situation. You're spending money to be left on red. That's fucked, isn't it? Boundaries are healthy, bro. Yeah, I would love advice. I would love to hear advice from him. I really trust him. Thank you, Samuel. Also, I know they're important, but I think it was too much. I forbade her even Snapchat and TikTok because I wanted the best for her, but now I know it was a mistake. And this is also the problem, Samuel. If I may just be completely abrupt to Samuel and other guys, you're not ready for a girl. You're not ready for a relationship. No offense. Actually, no, offense taken. Obviously, when you click on my videos, you know I'm going to be a bit of a dick. I'm like the one guy in your entire life who'll fucking tell you the truth because I struggle to speak unfiltered. It's kind of like a bad trait of mine because I'm an asshole, but sometimes you need this guy who can spot out your fucking weaknesses. And I say this with love because I don't want you to experience pain. You're weak. You are so much weaker than you realize because when you've had a problem, that's when you are now breaking frame. Basically, you're breaking the boundaries that you had set beforehand. You held this frame of reality. Masculinity is a lot about frame. Basically, frame is kind of like the beliefs that you have about the world, each other, whatever. You had the belief that Snapchat and TikTok is bad. And Samuel, don't be a bitch. you still have the belief that Snapchat and TikTok is bad. But when your girl has run away from you with this mindset, now you're believing, well, yeah, it was probably too hard. Those apps aren't even that bad anymore. Bitch. That's not your real opinion, is it? That is not your real opinion. Your real opinion is that you don't want to date a woman who's got those apps. Now that she's slightly running away and you're feeling painful and you're going to feel like lonely and stuff, now you're thinking like, oh, but it was probably too much. Like, it's not even that bad. I'd let her use those apps if she wanted. Bitch. Because you can either choose two lives. You can have the life where you hold firm, you respect the boundaries, your beliefs about the world, and you're in this healthy relationship. But the relationship takes harder to find a woman who's compatible with you. But then you've got the woman who's compatible with you, and that's awesome. Or you can have the woman who's not compatible with you and you constantly changing your mind about if something is good or not because you know that this like Jessica, little like stupid girl who wants to poison her mind on TikTok and wants to eat seed oils and junk food and be a degenerate and go out with stupid friends who are degenerate like sluts and everything. And you're basically just there thinking like, oh yeah, it's not that, even that bad, it's not that bad. Oh, I don't want to be too harsh on her. I'm telling you from experience, the woman who you need to enforce boundaries with, you don't want to be with. You want to be with a woman who is already living a life in your boundaries, or at the subtlest like idea that you get a new idea, she completely adopts it. So what I mean is, imagine, okay, you don't like Snapchat and TikTok. Imagine you meeting a girl who doesn't have those apps. Now, every guy with a small dick and low testosterone and low levels of ambition has just been like, but there isn't any girls without those apps, didn't you? Don't be a liar. Don't be a liar. You're probably a bitch and you probably thought to yourself, but there isn't many girls. Yeah, of course there's not many girls. What the fuck, you thought this was going to be easy, finding a future wife, finding a high quality woman. Of course there's not that many girls. But of course, don't be like a little sad, depressed idiot right now. Of course, there's at least hundreds of thousands of women in the world right now who don't have Snapchat and TikTok. Of course there are. Don't be a little sad, depressed black pillar now and think, oh, well, there's no girls like that. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. You're just not good enough to attract them yet. So level up first. What I mean is you either find a woman who already is living like that and that fits with your boundary. Or, for example, you find a woman who has those apps but doesn't even like them, hates them, and the moment that you kind of ever, have a first conversation with them or something, they delete it and never look again. So this was the same with me and my girl. Me and her met, we were both on like Instagram and shit. And I remember at the time I was getting so fucking frustrated with Instagram because I wasn't even using it as a business. I was using it as like my personal life shit. And I realized it's just for fucking idiots. It's for fucking brain dead people. And so I ended up like getting into this massive thing and I deleted it, everything. And she was like telling me that she was proud of me for doing that. And I texted her saying like, oh yeah, thank you. Like, I'm surprised you use it because I always thought you were like better than that. I sent her like a short text like that. And she sent me 4 paragraphs back saying like, oh my God, you're so right. I didn't even realize I've just deleted it all. I've deleted my account. Boom, done. She's never had Instagram since then. Done. So it's like she had the bad thing to begin with, but she needed the subtlest masculine direction to remove it. And she's happier by following my direction. So that's also fine. What you have is girl number 3 who has those bad things and doesn't even want to stop doing them. You are fighting. Hang on, I'm going to sneeze. You are fighting an uphill battle with a girl who doesn't even want your help. She was everything to you because you were living a sad, lonely life. If you had more options, if you had an abundance of women, you would not be attracted to her. This might sound a bit degenerate, but Samuel and for other guys, you would benefit a lot from always asking your question. If I was in bed with 2 models right now, like beautiful women, how would I respond to this situation now? Don't bullshit yourself. If you were in bed with 2, like, let's just say 10 out of 10s, they're not like wife quality, but they are sexy as fuck. Would you still respond to this situation in the same way? Suddenly you're realizing how much of this situation is based on how deprived you were from female intimacy and sex and a bit of companionship compared to her actually being like the mother of your children. Because, for example, if you're in bed with 2 models right now, beautiful women, and my girl, for example, sent me a text that she wants to break up, I'd still be upset because it wasn't about checking off like the sexual need or anything. It was that I think that she would be a phenomenal mother for my children. So I'd still be upset. I wonder if you'd still be upset if you literally had two other girls who were fully like gargling your nutsack right now. I know that's degenerate, whatever, but like just think about it in that sense, because that's a really good analogy. Because if you had that abundance, you probably wouldn't give a shit about this girl. The reason why you give a shit about this girl, no offense, is because meant, by the way, I mean to offend you, is because you're such a low status young man that it's hard for you to attract a new girl, and you already know how it's going to work, that you're going to be lonely for at least like 3 to 9 months before you find a new girl who's into you, right? That's why. It's not because of this girl, it's just because you don't want to go back to being lonely again. It's not because you thought that this is the kind of woman that you want to raise your children, because you're not that stupid, are you? It's not. It's not because of that. It's because she's the only girl who's into you right now, and that's a sad, like a scarcity mindset to be in. She was everything to you, not because that she was a high quality woman, but because you were a low quality man. Like you said, you were a junkie a year ago. Now, if you went from being a junkie to where you are in 1 year, why can't you just keep compounding that growth? And a year from now, 3 years from now, imagine the man that you could be and the kind of woman that you could attract then. The woman that you can attract sharply goes up in your first few years of self-improvement. Men's biggest mistake when they follow my advice and get onto the Adonis protocol is they basically just like settle down with the first girl that shows them some attention, and within 3 to 6 months realize how different you are because you've been constantly going forward with your self-improvement, learning these things that Snapchat and TikTok are bad. And she hasn't. That's the situation it seems like young Samuel is in right now. So this sentence here makes me feel like you're a bitch, to be honest. You've got a couple of options here. Take a plane, go see her in person, and fix it or end it once and for all. Would not recommend that. Forget about the girl. That is past already. Take full responsibility. Get a buzz cut. Get into the Adonis protocol. Start leveling up. Become dangerous. Get a great body. Make a fuck ton of money. Get another girl. Improve your relationship skills. Become a man women want to be. 100%. Personally, I'd go for the second one. Don't give a fuck about her anymore. Disappear, go hard, level up. And by the way, the fact that she was everything to you sounds like you're emotionally attached. A woman should only be a compliment to your amazing life, not your life. Decide right now. Get on that plane. If not, delete everything related to her. Go to the gym or go for a run. 100%. Yeah, I want to see her. I will try to contact her a day before we usually meet and see how it goes. Thanks for the advice. I would not recommend that, Samuel, just because if it's like one of the things young men struggle with is just common sense. By using common sense, we can see that she does not want to be with you and she wants to continue a life of degeneracy. You will waste efforts by going to see her, but I understand how male emotion works and we often want to go and do the last push. It's not going to work. Like, it will work. I'm telling you what will happen right now. You go and see her and it will work. It will work. She will actually, most likely, right? There's a small chance that she just looks at you and says no. But there's actually a huge chance that you get back together. That is the danger. In university, I had a best friend who was doing everything with me. Would be laughing, playing games, drinking, going out, approaching women, getting girls, everything. We started going to the gym together, getting muscular together, funny shit. We got into street fights together, like as a team against other guys and everything, right? I had like my fucking like basically university brother, right? He starts dating this low quality girl just like this, the kind of girl who would be posting like thirst traps on Instagram and shit. And she cheats on him with 2 guys at the same time. You know what this retard does? He looks at me one day and says, oh, he's going to go over there and get his stuff. And I looked to him and I said, don't do it. And he was looking at me weird. And I said, if you go over there, you're going to end up getting back together. You're going to waste days of your life. You're going to be proper cute together and stuff. You're not ready yet. And he didn't believe me. He was one of those guys who liked to do things his own way, whatever. He didn't want to listen to advice from other people. He left on a Friday. He didn't come back until Tuesday. Oh, bro, we made up and it wasn't even that bad. She only cuddled with those guys. They didn't even have sex. You fucking idiots. Are you brain dead? They only cuddled. She got fucking plowed. Her pussy was fucking red from two guys, like one guy deep throating her, another guy pounding her from behind, and you just went to go pick up your laptop, and instead you came back as in a relationship again. Are you fucking brain dead? I'm saying this to my younger friend, right? So Samuel, what's gonna happen, young man? Oh, I want to go and see her. Best case scenario, she looks at you and says, fuck off. Worst case scenario, she looks at you and says, oh my God, I really miss you too, yeah, and you have like a cute time, you end up having makeup sex and stuff, because what will happen is you will stay stuck in this shitty relationship for longer and longer and longer. But if this is how she genuinely feels about you, that will not change. If this is how she handles these kinds of situations, that will not change. You got off easy. Imagine another year of your heart connecting to her. Imagine her getting pregnant and then this stuff happening. Use your brain. Young men, when they get horny as fuck, when they get into a relationship, it's like their brain just turns off. Use your brain. This is complete and utter like mental stupidity to think that, oh, but I really want to speak to her again and make things up. You are incompatible. She is a low quality woman. You are basically a low quality, stupid, weak man, but you can make progress and within 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, start attracting a really good quality woman. This is not a good quality woman. This is how she fucking like ends a relationship. This is a disgusting low quality woman, but she will be nice to you when you go and see her, most likely. The greatest gift this stupid girl could give you is by looking at you and saying F off, but she might not, and I'm scared for you, because if she doesn't and you start falling for her and you have makeup sex and it's all proper cute and stuff, it'll be just two idiots getting back together and basically just saying, yep, you know what we're gonna do? Instead of having day one of moving on with our lives and growing from now, we're gonna sign a contract to each other that we'll have day one of heartbreak starting 6 months instead, when we love each other a bit more than we currently do. Two idiots. If she ends up getting back with you, why would you set your future self up to experience this again? This must have been so heartbreaking. It must have been so disgustingly like painful to be in this kind of situation where you call your girl trying to solve something and her fucking friend picks up. Why? You do realize all you're doing is looking to future Samuel and saying, hey, fuckface, you deal with this, not me. I'm too weak. You deal with it. Dick. You right now could be dealing with this so that future Samuel is in a better place in life, but you're going to be a dick to your future self and tell him, no, I just want to feel some warm, cozy emotions. You deal with this. This is the opposite of self-improvement. This is the opposite of delayed gratification. This is instant gratification. You don't want to experience this pain right now, and so you're willing to basically just like cover over the pain and just leave this cancer for your future self to deal with. You will regret this. You will regret this. If you're too weak to go through this situation right now and you're just setting your future self up for regret, how is this any different from you being a junkie? Honestly, I know I sound fucking horrible. How is this any different? When you're a junkie, what you do is you take drugs to feel good right now, which makes your future self feel worse. When you stay in shitty relationships, you make yourself feel like kind of easier right now, but you set your future self up to be in a worse place. I was a junkie. If you go back to her, you still are. What a horrible life to live, that you think you've made progress, and here you are right now thinking, oh, well, I'll get back with her and I'll just let future Samuel deal with it. You're not a junkie anymore. You made progress from that. You must have made so much fucking progress. You must have worked so hard for that. Don't do this to yourself. Resist right now. The same way that when you used to resist the drugs, it used to feel like this constant like tension that you were pulled towards it. Resist speaking to her. You've gotten really good advice here from Alexis. Delete and block her on everything. As fast as you hear me speak these words right now, the better it's going to be for your future self. I'm telling you right now, Samuel, your only hope right now is to turn off your brain, turn off your emotions, grab your phone and do exactly what I say. Go onto the messages with her, block her. Go onto the exact text messages, Snapchat, whatever, and swipe and delete the history of those messages. Go onto her friends if you've got them added, delete. Go onto anyone that might post her on their story, delete. Boom, delete everyone and start moving on. You will literally save months of your life if you do this. I'm telling you, this is the only option that you have. If you come and say to us that you got back together and it's all good and you've made up, I promise you, you're going to be in this happy moment. I'm going to be stood here thinking you're an idiot. What I didn't tell you about my friend, I should have told you in the story. She cheated on him again, multiple times with multiple guys. He deserved it. He's a good guy. He wasn't a bad person, but he was an idiot. He was not able to use common sense. You sound like an idiot to me. I'm such a fucking asshole for talking like this. I know. I honestly sometimes, like, I'll go to sleep at night and I'm like, I'm so aggressive towards the guys who ask for my advice. But you need this. I'm tired of this wishy-washy. You know, I was trying to speak to my friend with this civilness, telling him like, oh, I'm not too sure you should do that. I should have screamed in his face and said, no. As your friend, I'm not going to let you. I will literally fucking fight you if you try and walk through this door, because I know that my punch will hurt you less than the months of fucking heartbreak that you will go through. I know in my gut what is right now, and you are clouded by emotions. And since you've asked me for advice, since you're my friend, since you're my follower, since like I feel responsible for you, I need to push you harder than this cute little like, oh, you know, he's got to go and find out by himself. No, because when I've made these mistakes, I wish someone fought for me. I wish that someone didn't just think to themselves, oh, okay, well, he's made his mind up. Just go let him experience pain. I wish someone kept on shouting at me and said, no, I won't let you. I won't let you. I wish someone had that much conviction and certainty and fought for me to do the right thing. Because when you have just pussies talking to you and just saying like, oh, I don't think you should do that, bro. A man with emotions just goes and does what he feels like, and you're going to waste months of your life. So Samuel, don't do it. Just don't do it. She was everything to you, but that doesn't mean that she is everything. She's a low quality woman. Imagine genuinely, this is a good mental practice. Imagine what I would think about her. Like if I was dating her, do you think I'd instantly just break up with her because she's a low quality Jessica? She's going out with degenerate friends. She's got these horrible brain dead apps. You take her out for dinner and she's checking her phone and shit. She's a low quality woman. So she was everything to you, but she's not a high quality woman. It's just that she was the best girl that you could attract back then. This is really good advice. This path right here is really good advice. You'll struggle with it. It'll be painful, but at least you're going in the right direction. Otherwise, you're going to be sacrificing your goals even longer. It's going to be this mental headache. It's going to be all of this wasted time only for you to break up again and experience the exact same thing. Yeah, I want to see her. I will try to. I really don't think you should do that. Hey, brother, it sounds like you are too emotionally dependent. Not that you need to be distant, but I think this is the error. We have been kind of taught by the Matrix that we need other people to fulfill us. We are taught and kind of live the life of going hunting around for scraps of pleasure. The truth is, this isn't by like some Matrix propaganda. We do need other people to fulfill us. We absolutely do. It's a human, like, tribal need to have people who feel like they're in your tribe, you know, your space. You've got people you're connected to. That is absolutely absolutely true. Neediness is absolutely normal. But you don't want to have this neediness for this kind of low quality woman. This sounds like a brat to me. Imagine being in love with a guy and then watching your girlfriend speak to him in a rude way. Either texting him yourself or having your girlfriend message him shit like this. This is a low quality woman. This is basically a brain dead woman. And why you think she's everything, why you're willing to fight for this kind of, this is even worse than scraps. This is rotten meat. This isn't even the scraps. It might be, right? But this is like rotten meat. It might be rotten scraps, basically. What I'm saying by this is this isn't even, the scraps is kind of like, okay, you know, this is a girl who's dated around and she's been fucked around by a bunch of guys. But this is just rotten meat, whether she's been fucked around by a bunch of guys or not. It's like, this is just meat that you don't want. This isn't a relationship you don't want to fucking be in. This isn't even like taking the scraps of a different guy and you know, it's still tasty, but it's like some other guys like had your girl before you or something. This is just fucking a girl that you don't even want to be with. You only want to be with her just because you've got no other options. If you had a woman who was sexier, who had bigger titties, better ass, and was going to be a better mother for your children, guarantee you'd forget all about this woman, wouldn't you? So I think you should go and do that. I think you should go right now. Open up a document and write down your genuine dream, perfect wife and perfect mother for your children. First, start with her sexiness. What does she look like? If you could construct a woman, what would you do? What hair color? What body type? What size? What eye color? Imagine her looking up at you right now and literally make her the sexiest girl, the hottest girl that you'd want to fuck 24/7. Make her look like that. That you'd want to present to the world. Make her look like that. Then think about her traits. What you want her, like, what kind of mother would she be? What kind of like behavior would she be promoting to your children? Would she be on her phone while she speaks to you? Would she be brain dead? Would she have Snapchat and TikTok? Would she get your children to do a little TikTok dance? Because this is what you're signing up for here with this girl. She's going to make your children do a TikTok dance. Your little daughter's going to be a hoe. Think about that. Your little daughter's going to be literally on TikTok. Are you like a fucking weak man that you're fine with that? Oh, I'm going to go fight for her, bro. I'm going to go fight because I want my little daughter to be a hoe. Of course not. That's disgusting. What do you mean you're going to go and I want to go and speak to her, bro? I want to go and speak to her. By saying that, you're literally saying you want your future daughter to go on TikTok. You want your future children to be posted on Snapchat and TikTok. You want the mother of your children to make your daughter do some twerking or some shit. Are you fucked in the head? Is that the future that you want for your children? This is not your future wife. This is not the future mother of your children, not even close. So write it down. Create a document right now of the perfect woman and then fight for that. Fight to create yourself into the kind of man who could attract that kind of woman. You don't want your future woman who's going to have your babies. You don't want her to have any social media. You don't want her to have these bad habits. You don't want her to have one of these degenerate friends who, whenever you have like this like conflict that arises in relationships, her little brain dead friend is replying on her phone. This is not what you wanted in life. So why would you be fighting for this just because it's easier right now? Either way, you're going to have to fight for something. That male life is always going to be a fight. Are you telling me that you're so brain dead, Samuel, that you're going to fight for this woman instead of fighting for your actual dream future wife, the mother of your children? You're not that stupid. You are not that stupid. It's emotions that are clouding your judgment right now. You need to just fantasize about your future wife and then start working towards that. You need to do this action step right now. Open up a document, get out a piece of paper, and start with your future wife's like sexiness. Just because that'll be hype to think about. Okay, imagine you could literally make her perfect. No resistant at all. Like, okay, you can make her perfect. Whatever you want. It's like Build a Bear workshop, but with women, but with wives. Make her look as exactly what you want. What's her personality? How does she respond when you physically pick her up in the air? How does she like run towards you? Like literally play that mental movie in your mind of how she looks. And then write down how she would behave around your children. What would she eat while she's pregnant? Would she be eating the same things that this girl does? Fucking, what's that shit called? Well, like those, I don't know, there's those crisps and shit that like low quality girls always eat, like spicy crisps, chips, or, just like low quality seed oil, like degenerate processed food. What is your future wife eating? She's only eating basically meat and vegetables and fruits when she's pregnant, right? Healthy food, natural food. Start building up this picture. How would she respond when your child ends up making a mistake, like dropping a glass? This is how you want your future wife to respond to your 1-year-old son when he breaks a glass? Imagine the future you're setting up for yourself and for your children by getting more serious with a girl like this. Holy fuck. You're better than that, Samuel. Do that practice. Dream up your future wife, mother of your children. Write it down. That's like point B. Then figure out where you're at with point A, the kind of girl that you can currently attract. Then think about what you need to do, who you need to become, what kind of man you need to be to attract your dream woman. And you'll realize, oh fuck, I need to be a different kind of man. I can't be the man who's chasing after his ex. I can't be the man who's with people who used to still see me like a junkie. Build yourself into that kind of man. You want to know why the world is so fucked up these days and why men are so weak? It's because men are chasing after low-quality women who are faster to get right now. And so therefore, men don't have to level up and become like productive, driven members of society. If you keep your eyes on your future wife and the children you want to have and the households and the family you want to have, That's where your drive comes from as a man. Your drive really, like for most men out there, your drive only really comes from like a few places. And for most men, it's always related to women. It is for me as well. Some men like get it from like other guys. Some men get it from like God and stuff. But what's interesting is even faithful men still get a huge amount of motivation from thinking about their wives. You either get your drive in life, your growth, motivation from thinking about your future wife or from thinking about the hoes that you can attract right now. And when you think about the hoes, you stay in this like degenerate period where you're fine taking drugs, where you're fine wasting time, you're fine listening to like degenerate music and everything. When you think about your future wife, that's when you turn into like a good, like outstanding man, a powerful man. That's when you start thinking about the power of like family, and you start thinking about making generational wealth, and you start getting richer than ever, and you start getting like way more stronger than ever in the gym. That's the kind of life you probably want. This is not a future wife at all. And if you think that you can turn her into it, you are brain dead. You are stupid. Because you know, the thing is actually that's too mean. You're not brain dead or stupid. You're just blind. You're just blind. You're just blinded by emotions. You know that this type of girl is not going to be turned into a good wife because she's always going to have these links to her old life. She's always going to have these degenerate friends and stuff. You don't turn a woman into like a wife quality. You refine a woman who's already wife quality into becoming even more wife quality, into like fitting in with your life and your mission and your vision for your family. You don't take this. This is honestly, by her behavior, this is genuinely a 2 or a 3 out of 10 girl. And I guarantee if I saw pictures of her, I guarantee she's probably a 4.5 or a 5. And you'll disagree and think, no, she's actually an 11 out of 10. Guarantee she's not even that attractive. She's not like the most beautiful woman that you've wanted to be with. She's not good. She doesn't have like good genetics or anything. She doesn't have good behaviors for your future children. She's got like poor social skills, disgusting levels of communication. This is a low-quality girl that you've just played around with for now because you couldn't get anything better. That's all this is. That's all this is. Your future wife is out there who is an absolute stunner, who you're going to have mind-blowing like sessions with, like whole like 3-hour fuck fests with her. The whole room's fucking like steamy because of how good you are and how attracted you are to each other and how much love you have for each other. There's like splashes of just who knows what everywhere on the fucking ceiling. You'll have an amazing sex life with your gorgeous future wife, and you're going to have healthy, like athletic children who have got like 6-packs, who are healthy. Your wife doesn't feed them like bullshit. You don't have seed oils in the home. Your wife doesn't put them on TikTok or anything. That's what you should be fighting for, not this. So picture that in your mind every single day. Picture that kind of woman and just fight for it relentlessly to become the kind of man who deserves that kind of woman. That's my advice to you. For everyone else who's watching this, come and get advice from me. Adonis Gang is the first link in the description. You can join right now. We've got 53,000 young men who are on self-improvement. Come join and it literally used to be paid as well, but you can literally come join for free. Go take the Adonis Protocol, which is the world's greatest self-improvement program out there. Go take that and consider upgrading to Adonis School when you're ready. Go click the top link in the description and join our free community with a free course inside of there. Ask for advice, everything right now.